All right, let's talk about something I think we're all feeling. It's this nagging sense that our ability to just focus is, well, disappearing. It kind of feels like it's everywhere, right?
I mean, you know the feeling. You walk into a room and just completely blank on why you're even there. Or, my personal favorite, you're frantically looking for your phone while you're literally talking on it. Your body is present, but your mind has totally checked out.
And look, if you've ever beaten yourself up over this, thinking, I just need more willpower, I want you to just hit pause on that thought for a second. Because as we're about to see, this isn't a personal failure. This is a huge collective problem. And realizing that is the very first step to actually fixing it.
It is so easy to think the problem is just us. But when you look around and see that pretty much everyone is struggling to keep their head above water, you start to realize, maybe something bigger is going on here. We're not failing. The truth is, our focus is being actively and systematically stolen from us. Okay, so to really get a grip on what we're losing, we first have to get a handle on what attention even is. And there's this really powerful framework from the author Johann Hari that I think makes it super clear. He breaks our focus down into 3 different kinds of lights. So first up, you've got your spotlight. Think of it like a laser pointer. It's that intense, immediate focus you put on one single thing. It's actually what you're using right now to listen to me and take in this slide. It's that sharp, direct beam you need for whatever is right in front of you.
Then, if you zoom out a bit, you have your starlight. This is your long game. It's your ability to see and work towards those bigger, longer-term goals. It's the why behind what you're doing. So you use your spotlight to study for an exam, right? But that's because your starlight is locked onto that bigger goal of getting a degree. It's what gives all those small, immediate tasks their purpose.
And finally, we've got the big one, daylight. This is the widest view of all. It's your ability to step way back and ask, hey, are these even the right stars for me to be aiming at in the first place? It's your self-awareness, your ability to reflect. And here's the crisis we're facing. All 3 of these lights, the spotlight, the starlight, and the daylight, are all starting to flicker and dim.
So what's going on? What's dimming our lights? Yeah, it's super easy to just point the finger at our phones. And they're part of it, for sure. But honestly, they're just the most obvious symptom. The real thieves of our attention are way bigger, way more systemic. And they're attacking the very foundation of our ability to think clearly.
Let's start with 2 of the most basic, fundamental pillars for concentration. Pillars that have pretty much crumbled over the last 100 years. First, our food. Our diets have gone from whole, natural foods to this constant roller coaster of processed stuff and sugar spikes. Good luck trying to keep that spotlight steady with that going on. And at the exact same time, we've kind of decided as a culture to devalue the single most important thing for mental clarity, sleep. I mean, just look at the numbers here. The scale of this sleep problem it's just staggering. We're sleeping, on average, 20% less than we did a century ago. And get this, only about 15% of us wake up feeling genuinely rested. 15%. When you don't get proper sleep, your brain literally can't clean itself out and restore itself. And that directly dims your daylight focus. Your ability to think clearly about your own life just evaporates.
So, on top of these crumbling foundations of food and sleep, there's an active war being waged for every single second of your waking life. That is not an exaggeration. Tech companies are pouring fortunes into psychological research, building these incredibly sophisticated algorithms with one single goal: to keep you scrolling. For them, your time is literally money. Their entire business model is in a head-on collision with your ability to just live your own life.
And it's not just our physical foundations that are under attack. Our entire modern way of working is built on a huge myth, the myth of multitasking. We've all been sold this idea that it's a skill, something to put on your resume. But in reality, every single time we switch our focus, our brain pays a hidden and very, very heavy price.
Okay, get ready for this. After just one tiny interruption, and we're talking a quick glance at an email pop-up, it takes your brain an average of over 23 minutes to get back to the level of deep focus you were in before. 23 minutes from one glance. Just let that sink in for a moment.
And here's the kicker. Even when you think you're back on track, you're not. Not really. A part of your brain is still stuck on whatever distracted you. Scientists have a great name for it: attention residue. It's like this cognitive hangover, and it means you're now operating with about 20% less brain power than you had just a few moments before.
The simple, biological truth is, our brains are not built for this at all. The neuroscientist Earl Miller puts it perfectly when he says,
We have fallen for a great delusion. We are, at our very core, single-tasking creatures. And we're trying to survive in a world that is constantly forcing us to splinter our attention into a million tiny pieces.
Okay, I know, this all sounds pretty bleak, but there is good news. There's an antidote. There is a state of mind that is the polar opposite of distraction. It's the deepest, most rewarding, most satisfying form of human focus there is. And the best part? It's something we can all learn how to cultivate. It's called a flow state. And I bet you've felt this before, even if you didn't have a name for it. It's that magical zone you get into where you're so completely absorbed in what you're doing. Maybe it's painting or coding or playing an instrument that the rest of the world just melts away. Time distorts. Your sense of self vanishes. It's just you and the task. That is flow. And the cool thing is, the recipe for getting there is actually surprisingly simple. It's not some mystical secret. You just need 3 things. 1, have a single, super clear goal. 2, the task has to actually mean something to you. You got to care about it. And 3, it needs to hit that sweet spot of being challenging enough to stretch your skills, but not so ridiculously hard that you just get frustrated. That's it. Those 3 things are the keys that unlock the door to flow.
All right, so how do we start fighting back? How can you start reclaiming your focus, like today? Well, it all starts with the basics. You have to treat your sleep like it's sacred. Make it a non-negotiable. Fuel your brain with good food. Actually practice doing one thing at a time. Intentionally cut back on the fire hose of short-form content. And when you're talking to someone, put the phone away and actually be present. Find time for slow activities, like a puzzle or just taking a walk without headphones. Let your brain breathe.
You know, in the end, this isn't really about productivity hacks or just getting more done. It's about something so much bigger. It's about living a richer, fuller life. Because what you pay attention to, that is your life. Every moment you give away to a random distraction is a moment you're not giving to your dreams, to the people you love, to your own thoughts. So this battle for your focus, it's really the battle for your life. And the only question left is, what are you going to choose to focus on?